Hey guys, it's Rebecca here today, and I want to talk about the root chakra. This is maybe one of the most important chakras, at least to me right now, and with the work that I do. So I think that the root chakra is one that people are either like, ooh, it's fun, it's for pleasure. That's a little bit more on the sacral. But or people think of like, oh, grounding in earth, and they're like, that's not as fun as the celestial and talking to my guides and having psychic hits and divine bliss and all this stuff like that. But, darling, if your root is not open, you cannot have all those soaring things. You can't have, you basically have an unstable root or anything that's not anchored really deeply. If that channel is not open, you're not going to be able to get all the juice into all the other chakras. It's just not going to be happening. So I like thinking about the root chakra in terms of the spinal cord, somewhat influenced by network chiropractic that just works with the spinal cord itself, with the nervous system, which also is the Kundalini energy. And I can assure you that most of you don't know what it feels like to have your root open. And when it's open, it feels amazing. It feels like, sort of like being the way that you're supposed to feel. It's like, oh, I'm really here. Like, I'm really here. I feel alive. I feel really connected to life. My nervous system feels grounded, kind of like my puppy or a cat or something like that. It's just not holding tension. I'm totally present. I'm in my body. I'm connected and supported by the earth, and my position here is clear. What I see happening in people's bodies, the most common pattern, especially because of our mental culture, is we've lost our connection and relationship to the earth, which also means our bodies to some extent. And that has kept us hovering in a mental field. So we've lost a lot of connection to ourselves through the loss of our connection to nature. And I'm actually like looking out at this beautiful snowy mountain right now. A bird just flew by. So I was actually meditating with the tree. I was doing like a body movement meditation, noticing all the sensations in my body, and the tree said to me right away, it said, the mother can heal your body. I was like, oh, of course. So this is almost like saying the body can heal your body. Nature, your body's nature can heal your body. And then she said, when you separated yourself from the mother, you suffer and you grow ill. And that's true in our culture. As soon as we lost our connection to our root and our relationship with the earth, we became ungrounded and we got really mental. And that's, our egos start taking over then more. When we're really mental, it's like separation exists more and competition and a lack of harmony, a lack of unification, because that's what the mental world does. It labels and identifies and all of that stuff. So, in our body, well, first let me say, when you connect to the spirit of the earth, if you get the opportunity to realize that Gaia is real, she's a real living spirit, it's not like a theory thing or something you read about, there's no point believing it unless you experience it, but oh my God, she is the most beautiful thing, and you only want to support her and love her when you can see what she really feels like. It feels like complete bliss. There's nothing but love and harmony, and that's Gaia on her soul level. And here we are, floating around in her and separating ourselves from her. It's crazy. So that's on the spirit soul level of earth stuff. In our bodies, what I've been finding in the base of people's spines, the same as like the base of your brain, so most primitive layers, tailbone, base of the brain, we've got the most primitive animal survival centers and the basis of our nervous system. It's the base of our nervous system. And most people, when I am feeling into their sacrum and their tailbone, it's locked. the root is closed. So imagine you have this like big valve of energy, and that valve is closed. What's going to happen? It's going to become pressurized, and all the energy shoots up into the head, and then we start getting looping thoughts, and then we get tight jaws, and we're above our experience, and we're excessively mental. We don't have a ground. So when we open up that root, it's like taking this big valve that was closing, keeping us up here, and we open it, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, all this energy can come in. But there's a necessity to surrender in order to open that root. And once you have that root open, you can let that energy flow up through the other chakras, and it's much more balanced. So no matter what you're trying to do up here, you can't like have real power in the world or in your career or stability in your relationships or in your emotional body or support in your spiritual body if that root isn't grounded. So those roots and having that open root chakra is so important, and it feels really good. It's like, okay, the anxiety is gone, the stress is gone. I don't have to worry so much. I can land. I don't feel afraid. And I found in some clients, especially if there's more abuse or trauma, and this starts, it's in the individual, but it also is in the ancestral lineage, so it's in the family line. Sometimes it's cultural. It's an aspect of our cultural beliefs. Then it spreads out into the world, and then we have it come down into the individual. And this is where we can start our healing, is in that individual system here. So there are almost like little shards or like little things of fear, like fearful beliefs or disempowering beliefs. Anything that would keep you, that would kind of knock your legs out from underneath you or disconnect you from your root, disconnect you from your place here. And as soon as there's fear, it kind of like, and it can seize up that root. And then you're disempowered and you're easy to control. And so if you have this pattern in your system, and everybody does to some extent just from existing on this planet, but if you have that in your system, then what we do is we just start filling it up with presence and with light and being like, okay, here's where that breath is, here's where that opening is. And this is what freedom feels like. This is what it's like to have full permission to be me and to claim my place on the earth, to feel like I have a right to be here, and to feel like I'm open to let life move through me. I'm here to let life move through me. So, there are a million things to do. You can check out my other video on how to ground, but I really just want to talk about the root chakra because it's so important. It's like first thing you open, and then do everything else. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.